Hi guys, and welcome back to cfctvyt. My name's Michelle.
And my name is Nina. Welcome back to Carefree Queens, guys. I believe we are filming episode 13
Are you
today.
counting?
Huh?
Are you counting?
I am, yeah. 13
Oh,
episodes in. It's crazy to think that we're so far in, but
yeah.
it's been a journey. It's been a rocky ride. But before we get into anything Chelsea, guys, please join me in wishing Michelle a very happy birthday. Chelsea have given her the best possible present she could have asked for. 3 points wrapped with a
Absolutely.
bow for you. A blue present for you. Um, and honestly, considering that we've had so many defeats, it almost feels like it's been exactly the perfect moment to get a win this weekend. How are
Oh,
you feeling?
absolutely. My mom was like, "Why is it such a big deal that they're winning?" I was like, "Mom, we haven't won since March. Last time we won a game was when I was in Tenerife, and that's a while ago. That's horrible." But
Wow.
like I said to you before we started filming, I saw so many comments and people mentioning that they celebrated like we won a massive trophy because, quite frankly, this was really, really, really important, and we've been crying out to sort of break that 39 points curse, and here we are, not playing championship. What the?
Woo!
Playing in the
I
Prem.
can't believe that's what it's come to, the fans in the away end singing "We are staying up."
I
Last
love it.
last year it was "We're champions of the world." Now we've got more important things to worry about, and that's not playing in championship. But you know what? We'll have it. We'll take it. And it reminds me of celebrating that win against Dortmund at home when we genuinely thought that we weren't coming back from that, and we thought like that's it, that's where it's over. And we got through, and we thought, you know what, yeah, we're winning the Champions League. That's how good that win felt. Like, that is how good it felt to finally win a game. So Bournemouth was pretty much like that as well. I agree with you. I celebrated with no shame, as if it is the best thing in the world. But we deserve that, in a season like that, we deserve to celebrate these wins, take it for what they are, don't question it. It doesn't matter where we are. We've been so starved for a win, or to see goals, and to see 3 in one game. My God, happy birthday to you.
No, that was what got me even more excited, that we managed to score 3 goals and it was 3 different players.
Absolutely.
That
I
was beautiful.
blew
That
my
was beautiful.
mind. But it all came down to the lineup, really, didn't it? It just goes to show that when you put out a lineup that makes sense and is actually capable of challenging your opposition, and you're playing the players in their right positions, you can actually get something out of the game, right? Because how long did it take Frank to get that right? After playing Gallagher and Kante up top, or Kante at right wing and whatnot, and switching everyone around in really weird positions, when we've literally got Madueke and Mudryk and Felix and everyone on the bench. And it just goes to show that when you switch it up, when you bench the players that haven't been performing, when you bring out the ones that have been performing and want to play, you get something out of the game, and it goes to show. And
Absolutely.
Michelle, how many episodes have we talked about Madueke? Because he's getting the hype he deserves now, but me and you saw it way back. We saw it in the few appearances he made after he joined. He was benched. Frank didn't want to give him a chance when he joined either. Potter wasn't really getting the best out of him, but here he is. He's thriving now. Everyone's saying he wasn't the best player. Well, he was the best player, but he wasn't perhaps at his best. But I argue that had he been building on some minutes and some games in the previous fixtures, he would be putting up an even more brilliant performance had you given him the chance, obviously, to get experience, get training. So me and you saw it coming, didn't we?
Absolutely. We've been talking about him for what, 13 episodes, and we've been filming 13
Yeah.
episodes. Um, that's what got me really excited. The front three, uh,
Mm.
mostly because it was finally 2 people we've been crying out for. It was
Mm.
so refreshing to see Noni and Michaela Mudryk starting, like you said, and we've been saying it a million times. they need confidence because they're still young.
Mm.
They've come from different leagues. They need
Mm.
to build on the minutes, the very few minutes they've been given. Um, and I think it's been maybe desperation and not really knowing what to do from here, because quite frankly it's just been a fact that we can't really
Mm.
win. So I would be
Yeah.
a bit confused in a situation like that as well, I guess. But it was really, 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 really nice to see that they were finally. Personally, I feel like it was also a way of showing that they were finally taking serious.
Mm.
They're young and they're really hungry, and like you said, they might. I don't think they're at their best. And I've heard many people who are not Chelsea fans laughing at Madueke, laughing at Mudryk, because they still have some things they need to build on, and they still need to grow, because like I said, they're young and they haven't really been given the minutes that they should have been given. So that was this exciting part about the lineup for me, and Badiashile as well.
Yes. Oh my God. Finally, we've literally been calling his name as well for so long, and here he is. It was so right. It was almost like you said, someone sent Frank the fans lineup for that game and said, please just put him out there. Like, you've got nothing to lose. We want to at least watch the players that we like, in a season full of so many horrors, at least let us have some enjoyment. So it was great. And he got his goal as well, Badiashile. Absolutely great finish from him. His positioning, to receive that great cross from Ziyech was perfect. And that's actually another thing that we can talk about, because Frank made some good decisions in that game that won us the game. The lineup and the substitutions, they were all great. Fair enough. All the players he brought on made an impact, and that's kind of what you want from your off the bench subs. Ziyech, Sterling, obviously Sterling's assist for Felix as well. But honestly, I couldn't help notice Felix's movement off the ball to get into that position to receive it from Sterling was literally spot on. That is what you want. That is literally what you need. It's to make that run, to lay it off, to make a run, to see where you can get in the box, where you can be threatening, where you can cause some trouble for the defenders, and to have a shot. That is literally all we've been asking for. And see, apparently it works out. Apparently it works out. So honestly, great, fantastic goals there as well. Obviously, Gallagher. I was going to call him Galadog. Galadog got his goal as well. But again, like when he is in his position and he isn't, being isolated to be whipping in, because he was great. It was a great header in, absolutely. But obviously we know that he's not a striker. And we know that the positions that Frank has been kind of putting on him have been a bit out of his depth, and he's not an attacker. He can play, like, he isn't a striker. He isn't a forward in that sense. He's much better in midfield and as that kind of player there. But fair enough. It was a great header in. It was another really good cross. Honestly, just very refreshing to see so much attacking movement in the opposition's box for once. Us actually causing problems for the opposition. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we actually pretty much broke Bournemouth apart in that second half, really. Like, you could tell that they were not expecting it. But Michelle, that is 2 wins over Bournemouth this season.
Who would have thought that we would ever go into a game as the underdog and then proving everyone wrong?
Absolutely.
Who would have thought? Like you said, Zhao in the box and his movement. I personally feel like we've been lacking a lot of players inside the box when we are attacking.
Yeah.
Been speaking about Kai as well, whose assignment or job is to be in there, and he isn't. Both of us know why, and I guess that a lot of other people know why as well. But it's refreshing. It's refreshing to see better football. It's refreshing
Absolutely.
to see that it worked out for once. A game worked out, and it's like those. Personally, I feel like it's a lot of small margins that just needed to click and needed to fall into place. This is not me saying, "Oh, I think we're on to a winning streak now."
No.
I hope we are, or at least I hope we're gonna we're gonna look more hungry first of all, because us against
and to give us some confidence, yeah.
Sorry?
And to give some confidence to the players too.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to build on this, and I just hope it's gonna go into us being consistently all right rather than us being consistently shit. And you know what? I would actually not mind. Oh, this is gonna sound so controversial, but I would not mind us losing a game if I can see by the looks of the players and by the looks of the way they play that they have actually been giving their all. If what really defeated me when we played against Arsenal was just the lack of effort and the lack of passion. You could just see they were done. I don't blame them, but it's their job.
I do.
To lift like to get it done. There's not anyone who's able to do it for them. So I just hope that the mindset and the simplest things are gonna stick, because I think it's the simplest thing that's gonna make a massive difference in the
Absolutely. I hear you on that. Improvement is definitely a big kind of aim and a goal there as a whole. And like you said, of course, the game wasn't perfect and the performance wasn't perfect. However, we did something we haven't been doing. We seized the opportunities and we finished the chances. So that is one improvement there. You know, however long it can be sustained for is a different question. But like you said, if we have those kind of good and little bits of positivity to build on in the upcoming games, we know we have difficult fixtures and we know that chances of winning them are very, very slim, if not impossible. However, what you've still got to do is go into those games and kind of flesh out those little glimpses of what I've called all season glimpses of hope or rays of sunshine, because like Badiashile, like Madueke, like Mudryk, we've seen enough of those little bits throughout the season in the rare moments they've been given minutes to play that they can produce something. You know, Madueke was, you know, showing his tricks, taking players on. You know, he was passing through the fair few defenders, and at times it worked out, at others he was dispossessed. However, you've still got to try. If he kind of made that forwards run and then looked back, turned to make that back pass and lay the ball off to someone else, lay the responsibility off, then that's obviously fear there. But he doesn't have that fear. He is confident enough. And hats off to him, because we've made him feel not confident by, you know, not starting him, not giving him chances. But fair play, like, we're really lucky that he still has the same positive attitude and he wants to prove himself. Maybe that's motivating him even more. You know, he's already got a goal of, he's kind of been putting in shots and trying other stuff as well. So I can only kind of look forward to what happens if, for example, if Poch comes in, what he could get out of Madueke next season. But, you know, these are the players that are sticking around, and that's why it's important to play them, to see how they can gel as a team as well, because there's no point of playing them, I keep saying this, with players that aren't going to be here in summer. You're trying to integrate these players into Chelsea. You're trying to train them. You're trying to work out, you know, their strengths, their weaknesses. You can't do that if you're playing them with players they're not going to, you know, play with next season, if that makes sense. So there's really no point of doing that. So yeah, absolutely so refreshing to see that, you know, these players are making an impact. He looks like someone who could be very technically gifted as well. You know, he's got great technicality there as well. Maybe obviously the end product is something that will be trained, and it's not to say it won't come. You know, for someone that's literally got so little game time, he's been performing very, very well. So yeah, absolutely. I think we need to get the best out of them for the rest of the time. I want to see them in more starting lineups. If Frank benches Madueke, then I really don't know. It almost seems like we're just kicking ourselves in the teeth and going back to square one.
Yeah, no, I hope he's more aware, and I hope he realizes the impact they have on this game, the games in general. Even I was raving on about Mudryk. My sister's boyfriend is a Spurs fan. My grandpa was there, my brother was there, my mom was there, and everyone had their opinion on him. And I kept emphasizing that he had not been given the minutes that he should have been given. He had also not been playing for a very, very, very long time when we bought him. And that's a million things I was about to say, a million things that you need to take into consideration. The age as well, the management as well. And when you take all of that into consideration, he's phenomenal. He is phenomenal. His speed alone is just, I don't even know how to emphasize this enough or describe it as well enough, but those two together, and even Zhao coming off the bench, that was, like you said, he was inside the box, etc. His run was phenomenal, but this isn't anything new from him. It's new that it goes into the net. So I think if you keep, like, literally, I just think you need to be consistent, and you need to have faith that the players that look promising, very promising, you need to play them. You need to give them the minutes, because suddenly the sparks of hope, like you're saying, are gonna turn into a fire. And I'm actually hopeful. I don't know if I'm being delusional, but I'm actually hopeful. I'm hopeful in the younger players we've brought in, because that's what we wanted to do.
That's what
Why
we got.
are we using them? Yeah. So I don't know what this match did to me, but I've been very, very, very criticizing and been very I want to see it happen before I believe it. But I'm actually faithful, and might call me delusional as well, but let's see. It actually felt really good, and it felt really good because we scored 3 goals. That's what it's all about, I think.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. Honestly, I agree with every single one of your points, and I think we deserve it. You know, in a season like this, just take the win. You know, we've barely had a win. This is the first win under Frank Lampard. Of course, we're going to celebrate it. You know, he saved himself from the 007, where we would have been absolutely pulled apart. You know, the memes were ready. They were ready on Twitter. They were ready on Instagram. But no, Frank escaped that. You know, he escaped that by the margin, and fair enough, because you know he did deserve that win. That in particular, that win, because his decisions were right. It shows that when you play players in their position, you know, they produce, they can bring something out onto the pitch. But yeah, like you said, I feel hopeful too. And it's not for the rest of the season. No, forget that. That's not how hopeful I am. I'm not feeling hope for the end of the season. However, I am feeling hopeful for next season. I'm feeling hopeful that we have young talent that has very big potential. With the right manager in the right system, they could be very special. With the right training, with the right kind of motivation, they could be very special for us. So, you know, we spent money on them. They are here for a while. They're here for years. You know, they're an investment for the club's future. So, of course, they have to be trusted. Of course, they have to be, you know, excuse me. Of course, they have to be given an opportunity. So that's what it's all about. I'm losing my voice because of how emotional I was this weekend. Shouting at the television. But no, honestly, it's nice to just be able to have a win, especially because we filmed 13 episodes, but how many of these have been talking about defeats and just bad performances and poor motivation and get this manager out and get this person out, get that person out, and it's just been a moany ride. Even though we are carefree queens, we've not really been carefree for the majority of it. No. But we can be carefree this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, you're hopeful for the next season. It makes a lot of sense. And I think if we finish on a better note than we've been on for the past 2 months, or just the entire season, really, I think it's gonna be a way better starting point for the new manager as well. Like we talked briefly about last episode, that would have been easier for Frank to come in if the circumstances in the situation was way better and way more positive than they are at the moment. And I really believe that it's gonna make a difference. And I just hope that we can build on the few positives there are, so it's not gonna look as dark and bitter for the next manager
Mhm.
who's gonna take over, because it's been a very, very desperate moment, a desperate season, and I think that's what's making it a bit harder for the managers who are coming in, because let's be honest, we haven't really brought in the best managers, but if it if it would have been a different situation, I think the managers would have capitalized on the
Mm.
different situation. So I really hope that we're gonna, like I said, build on this and have a better outcome for the next season and the next manager.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a process, that's for sure. We were invited into believing this process, and I think we're yet to begin that process. It's kind of been a massive step backwards because of some wrong decisions that a certain someone made.
Mm.
However, that's the cards that we've been dealt with now. Summer's upcoming. We know we need to address certain areas. We need to sell some players. I really hope that we can sell as many, because we literally have to. We need to cut down on the squad, and
Yeah,
we still have areas to address, such as the midfield. Obviously, we've got new players coming in as well, such as Nkunku, and it's going to be it's going to be a difficult one for whoever takes over. Obviously, the things are taking some time with Poch. It's almost like, it makes me feel like he's kind of second guessing it rather than the clubs taking their time with it. I hope that's not the case, because Poch is kind of the only manager out there right now that is kind of fitting for the job now. I mean, who else are we going to bring? And it's just like, we can't afford to make the wrong decision now. So yeah, we're not getting completely carried away. Like, it's great. Let's celebrate the win. Have it, guys. Honestly, enjoy it. Like, literally feel like you can enjoy it, because it's been great, and we won away as well. Bournemouth's not an easy ground to go away and win at, and they've obviously had some good games they've been building on. So honestly, it's just about how we played that game, and I hope
yeah,
that the players have been kind of getting motivation from us fans as well. We've seen them kind of come out as well with a little bit of an uplifting Instagram post as well. Like, when was the last time you saw that? Because I used to take it for granted when players used to post oh, thank you so much for your support, great win today, like on to the next one. You kind of take this for granted, because how many
yeah.
of those have we seen this season? And I almost saw, like, Noni Madueke post one. I think I saw Enzo post one, and I was like, hey, like that, like, haven't seen that in ages. Like, that feels really, really good, to say great win. And the support as well, big up to the away fans. The support has still been there. Even in the quietest moments, I've been at Stamford Bridge, I've seen the fans applaud players after some awful performances.
Mm.
There's still been like a fair amount of them that have stuck around till the end, even after atrocious defeats at home. So I think the fans have been especially important in this season. Obviously, you see many of them chewing the same thing like we are on YouTube, and just kind of letting it all out. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a struggle for sure. But yeah, we can only kind of build and improve. That's all it is, really. It's just improvement. No
Mm.
one's expecting anything else.
No, and I think we might have come to a point now where the pressure has sort of gone down a little bit, because everyone's gotten so used to losing, which is
Mm,
really sad. But I think that's doing something to even us, and even sitting down to watch a game or going to the stadium or the ground. And it's just, I think it's easier to get excited because you expect
yeah.
absolutely nothing. I still have yet to experience my live win.
Win.
My first match was when we played Malmo away, and it was a 1-0 win. I was like, Boston, yes, go on. And I've been to quite a few matches ever since, and I've I haven't experienced a win in ages. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But it feels good. 3 points are massive. Absolutely massive. And I think we're allowed to go crazy about this
Oh
one,
yeah.
because like you said, last season we were singing Champions of the World. Saturday we were singing We're Staying
We're
Up.
staying up.
And I think you are allowed to get excited because that's the struggles we've been dealing with, and we finally fulfilled the job we had to do. So I mean, I don't care. After the game, I was wearing my shirt, yeah, and I always wear it, and I don't really care if people are gonna stare, regardless of if we've been beaten or whatever. But I went down to the grocery store and I made sure that people could see the badge, and I made sure that I was like, yeah, this is my club. We're not getting relegated. We're not playing championship. As entertaining as that might have been, I prefer to be in the Prem because that's where we belong, despite this season.
Definitely. Period. We look ahead to Nottingham Forest coming up. It's at home. Hopefully we can get something out of that game. If we can build on a win, you're going to go in with confidence. You're going to go in with, 3 goals in your bag from the previous game. So I can only hope that we build from that and Frank takes notes and doesn't pull out another absolutely bizarre lineup after, seeing such great performances from the individual players that he started finally. So yeah, hopefully we can build from that. Frank's obviously, we've seen him, he struggles as a manager. He hasn't had the best decisions. He hasn't had the best winning streak either. He's not really had a winning streak at all. He's had a lot of defeats in his managerial history. So hopefully we can build on that and maybe at least get something out of Nottingham Forest, because let's be real, we've got City, United and Newcastle. So let's just enjoy this while we can. And then, yeah. Episode 13 is a positive one. There you go. It may not be your lucky number, but it's our lucky number, clearly. So, yeah. But Michelle, honestly, enjoy your birthday because, yeah, Chelsea have gifted their present already. Hold on to it until it lasts. But yeah,
I will.
It's been nice to smile in this episode, guys. So we hope you've enjoyed it as well.
Strange as well.
Mm.
A bit strange as well. Like I'm at peace, and normally I'm a bit frustrated, even though I've been saying, "Oh, I'm carefree." To be honest,
yeah,
we are free now. But thank you so much for watching, guys. It was so nice to film an episode where we talk about a win. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you thought about the win and the episode. Comment if you thought we forgot something, and let us know what you thought about the episode in whole. And as always, I will make sure that mine and Nina's Instagram are linked in the bio. Do you have anything?
Thank you. No, just thank you for watching, guys.
Okay, well, we'll see you in the next one.